Hello and welcome back, everyone. I decided we should do a follow-up video in between me working on other projects. Unfortunately, the one project I was working on this month kind of had an issue that I don't think I can fix. So, we're going to take a look at this Trinitron monitor that I looked at about 4 years ago now. So the model is a KV-13, so 13-inch screen, M42. You might realize in the reflection my place is also a mess, but we'll just ignore that. I do want to follow up with one thing. Well, two things I want to follow up with directly. Someone mentioned in the comments on that one. There is a headphone jack here. I don't know why I opened it in the last video years ago. I didn't notice that headphone jack in the corner, but there's one. There are some higher end models like this that have a front AV port from what I found. But, you know, if you had a headphone back in the day, which when I was younger, that's something that I did at night to not keep people up, is I would just plug in a headphone jack into the front of that, kind of listen and play, because it's a smaller Trinitron size, so... we did that last time we looked at some VHS footage, and we looked at some 64 footage. I figured we keep the N64 also. I don't remember if we went through the menu, but it's fairly standard. There's just some video settings, standard hue, sharpness, menu. And then there's the channel setup, language control, caption setup, parental control. There's no need for parental control here anymore. But yeah, also ignore my computer setup on the side. I'm going to be using that to kind of do video editing. I also want to keep this a little more or less formal than some videos, just to make it match the mood of the original video. I did also get the two remotes that are meant to go with this model in North America. I have the other one somewhere, but I don't know where I set it. I'm working on reorganizing my whole place, but this one is the RM-Y156. There's another one that would also come with it sometimes, but yeah, I got the remote for it as well now. Also, thank you, Jerome, again, for getting me this TV. So one thing we are also going to do is open up the service menu and kind of adjust the geometry. Since the recording of that video, there is an alpha version of the 24p test suite for the N64. I'm going to use that. I also have the EverDrive now, so that's cool. Not all these things actually do stuff. Oh, let me turn the volume down. The volume's still okay on this. I would prefer stereo, but you know, it's fine for personal use. So not all these parts of the test suites work as of recording this. Alright, we have test patterns. Color bands, those turn out okay for this one. This may vary depending on which one you have. Which condition you find. That looks okay. That looks fine to me. I don't miss anything ridiculous with it. I did bump this unit, and in this corner for a little bit there was a little bit of light that seems to went away. Something kind of hit this. I will give that statement. There's a few scruffs on it since I got it, but nothing too crazy. It's still in good condition. Color bleed check. It's not that bad. It's not crazy. Everything's pretty normal. This is composite only, so we'll do the grid. And here's the grid. So now that I have an idea how to use the service menu a little bit, turn it off. For those that don't know, for these models, display 5, volume up, power on. And that will boot it up into service mode. Alright, so we have the horizontal size, which I think 3 and 6 adjust. Yes, 3 and 6 adjust the value. And I don't think you can adjust the horizontal size on these models. And then 1 and 4 adjust what service menu item you're using. So horizontal position, we can shift it over, and it looks like it needs to go over to the right a little bit. It's not quite centered. I'm probably not going to get this perfect. I'm just going to make it a little bit better than it was before. Vertical bow. It does look like it's bending a little bit the one way. So, again, I'm not trying to make this perfect. I'm just trying to make it a little bit better. It may not come up perfect on the camera also. I'm also using a different camcorder than last time. Oh yeah, that was off a little bit. It should be a little better. I don't remember what trap is, or preamp, or open. I think that is the corners. So we'll adjust that a little bit. Vertical size, it does seem to cut it off a little bit. We're going to take the vertical position and shift it down a little. That should make things a little better. Vertical line, that adjusts like the... I don't even know how to describe some of these. There's a nice video I'm going to link that will help you kind of adjust this better. Some of this stuff I just won't mess with because I'm not sure off the top of my head what it does. But we made it a little bit better. Keep that in mind if you're getting one of these units and the geometry is a bit messed up. This will help assist with certain things. So, when you want to write the changes you made, instead of just turning it off, you hit mute, and that will write, and then just hit enter, and when it turns red, it writes. Turn it off, and then back on, and it will save your settings. Also remember the little RF reader is down here above the power light area. So I am also going to get a Nintendo mono AV cable just for these small units. I'm not going to use the N64 that often in videos. Probably going to stick to mostly PlayStations, especially on the bigger models where they have stereo, but... Okay. It is a good game to show off. Last time we did Beetle Adventure Racing, which wasn't that common. It's a colorful game. We'll just do Mario Kart 64. Okay, now that's a little closer. I'm going to do one race real quick. Can I use the D-pad on this? Yeah, I guess I can. Go to Luigi's Raceway. Man. I think I heard Floof my cat do something. Also, RIP Muffin. If you're watching this as a follow-up video, unfortunately Muffin, my cat, in previous videos at that time, passed away from a tumor, so... But yeah, there's a nice little look back at this unit. This is my favorite small Trinitron that I own so far. If I believe this model was made in the late 90s to the early 2000s, I guess we could just roll it around real quick and find out. I'll tell us when this exact one was made. Yeah, so October 2001. These were starting to be made before that, I believe. If I recall when I looked up the manual, these started to be manufactured in the late 90s into the early 2000s. It would have been cool to have this for the PlayStation 1 back in the day, the small little white unit. I wish I would have had one of these instead of the ones I did have, but you know, I have one now. Matches the stuff that I'm doing with it now. Here's the unfortunate point where it got hit, so that part of the assembly is a little bent. Luckily, nothing internally is really damaged. I did peek inside to make sure, but yeah. So, I hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully, if you have a KV-13M42 of your own, you're enjoying it. If you are, let me know. If you see one of these, definitely pick them up, I'd say. I don't even care about RGB modding it. I just enjoy having it as a standard, like, stock unit to play around with games kind of like I remember, but not like better than I remember or worse than I remember, if that makes any sense to you guys. So, okay, stay safe, take care, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye for now.